Once upon a time, in the 1st century AD, the land of Giao Chi, now northern Vietnam, was under the brutal rule of the Eastern Han Dynasty. They divided the land into 3 regions for easier control. The people suffered greatly as the Han soldiers melted down bronze drums, imposed harsh policies, and left the villages in ruins. Blood and tears soaked into the earth. Driven by insatiable greed, the Han soldiers forced the people to search through the forests and seas for treasures to offer as tribute. During this dark time, in the land of Mei Lin, a general gave birth to 2 daughters. Growing up, both sisters were taught martial arts, and they were not only beautiful, but also intelligent and patriotic. These 2 sisters were Trung Trak and Trung Nhi, the daughters of the Lac General of Mei Lin. Trung Trak married Thi Sách, the Lac General of Chu Dien. Together, they nurtured a great ambition and secretly allied with heroes across the land. After their marriage, they began planning a rebellion. However, the Han were incredibly cruel and cunning, and they murdered Thi Sách to extinguish the flame of resistance that was just beginning to burn. The death of her husband was a great sorrow, but it was also the last straw for Trung Trak. She and her sister Trung Nhi swore an oath before their ancestral altar. "We vow to avenge our husband, save our country, repay the debt to our land, and take revenge for our family." Continuing her husband's legacy in 40 AD, on the peak of Mei Lin Mountain, under the light of dawn, Trung Trak, on her white horse with shining armor, raised her sword high and called out, "Who will join me to raise the banner of rebellion and free the people from this suffering?" The land of Lin Nam erupted like thunder, with people from all corners rallying under the leadership of the 2 sisters. From Lang Bak, Cu Chan, Nhat Nam to the neighboring regions, the rebel army surged forward like a tidal wave. The Trưng Sisters' army was like a flood that swept away Han military camps. In a short period, more than 60 fortresses across Giao Chi fell into the hands of the rebels. At Lui Lao, the main stronghold of the Han, the Trưng Sisters stood atop the fortress walls, the Lac Viet flag fluttering in the wind, with the victory flames lighting up the horizon. The Han soldiers fled in disarray. After their great victory, the Trưng Sisters ascended the throne, proclaiming themselves as Trung Nu Vuong and restoring self-rule. But the Han Dynasty would not submit. They sent Ma Vien, an experienced general with an elite army, to advance southward. The battle against Ma Vien was fierce, as the rebel forces fought valiantly, but they were outnumbered. The Han forces attacked both by land and sea. The Han forces were like a storm. To preserve their forces, Trung Trak and Trung Nhi withdrew their troops to Cam Khe. The final battle took place during a great storm on the Hát River. Surrounded and with their forces nearly depleted, the Trưng Sisters would not fall into the hands of the enemy. In the heavy rain, the Trưng Sisters stood on their dragon boat, holding hands tightly, charging into the swirling waters, becoming one with the Hát River, leaving behind the unyielding flames of their resistance and a nation that would forever remember them. From then on, the people revered the Trưng Sisters as deities, as the heroic mothers of the Vietnamese people.